Hey everyone, Sean here, and today we're talking about Aging Song. We're going to go through all the stuff that was in the song, the journey of making the song, and let me tell you, it was a journey. Just listening to the song now, right before I made this video, I think it sounds a lot better than I thought it did when I put it out. I sort of was like, you know what, I can't do anything more with the song, I just got to put it out at the time of release, but I think the song is aging well, if that makes sense. I think more and more people are telling me they like it. I certainly like it a lot more when I listen to it. I just have a good time. So, you know what? Thumbs up. Thumbs up for me. Um, so this song, as I already mentioned, was very difficult for me. I was like, what am I doing? What am I literally going to do? Now, in some of the other videos I've done, I've kind of broken it down and been like, this was in the song first. Then I did this and that. I'm going to do a bit less of that today because honestly, like I just did so much. I was trying to do so much with this song and I had a lot of issues. Just trying to get the vibe right. But in the end, I am actually quite happy with it. Like listening to it today before I started recording this, I was very happy, to be honest. So that's a great feeling. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I am, to be honest. So the song started with acoustic guitar, so we'll start there. You know? Just nice little acoustic guitars, very percussive. When I have like dense songs like this, I like my acoustic guitars to be very percussive and kind of cut through. The only really interesting thing I added here was this. Which really helped make the second verse come to life. And I'm just going to jump around here. We're going to jump to the kalimba because this song has kalimba. And the acoustic guitar with the kalimba was really like the childlike sort of essence that I wanted to capture in parts of the song. So like here, for example. We're like a little baby boy. Okay? So good. We're literally a sweet baby boy. So that's most. What I really liked about this song, and you'll see this as I go through it, is it's very, very live. I actually don't know if there's any programming done in this song. Everything was played like live by me, which is very different. And most things are real instruments. So it does have this sort of feeling of being played by a band. And that was really important for me. I wanted it to feel like a room full of people playing instruments, but also like this space in between like moments of your life, if that makes sense. It's kind of like purgatory where everyone's jamming. If that makes sense. I don't know. But I did record some kalimba, and I got this cool riff. And I think one of this is literally just pitched. Yeah, it's the same thing, just pitched down. But that with the guitar really kind of was the first thing I really did where I was like, oh, this is cool. Where I was starting to kind of craft the vision for the song. Also, I'm not going to talk too much about the drums here. But Sasha did them again, and he did such a great job. He does all these things with, he does these little like production things too. These little drum production things. These little delays and stuff. Which were awesome. So awesome. He really knows how to do stuff with drums. He knows how to do a lot of things other than that too, but he really locked in. He understood the assignment. So we talked about acoustic guitars. Let's talk about one of the big stars of this song, which hasn't really been a focus in any of my other songs, the piano. We have an upright piano in my basement, and I was going down to record some parts because ever since I wrote the song, I knew I wanted this piano part. So I was just going down to record that because I was like, I know I want that in there. But I went down to the piano and I started playing stuff, and this is what I made. Which I was like, oh my god, now this has to have an epic intro, because before it was kind of just these guitars, and I believe the bass as well. Nope, there's just one bass there, so it must be in this bus. Originally, the intro was kind of just these guys. Not even, where are they? Not even these. And all the harmonies. Like, it was just like the kind of like this basic riff, like this and this. And it kind of just faded in. And there was this. I played it on a bass too. Which is very like 1975-esque, which is why I liked it. But the piano really like took it to another place, you know? Like I was like, well, now we got to change it and have this kind of big epic intro into the My Grandma. There's all these little moments throughout the song, like in the second verse, there's little piano riffs. Or in all the years of my life, there's like something. So sloppy, so loose. And you'll find that all through this song. I can't show all of them because there's so many little moments like that. Again, it's like a band. We're jamming. Oh my god, there's so much to unpack. Let's go back to electric guitars because I just talked about that. So in the intro, we have a bunch of guitars playing the same thing. And then we have this classical guitar I added. I added some stuff like that too. Sounds like friggin' Shawn Mendes. When I started the song, I made this really kind of thumpy guitar tone, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. And in the second verse, ooh, I was like, I put these two guitar parts together, and I was like, yeah, that's great. Those are real. Most of this is like real guitar parts from like an amp and stuff like that. So that makes me very excited because I can't really get the sound back. I can kind of replicate what I did if I try, but you know, it's gone. All the pedal settings have been changed. Everything's been changed. So it's kind of lightning in a bottle. And then I had this guitar, which these three together were like magic sauce. It's all in the second verse. Then we add the acoustic guitar and the kalimba. Then we've arrived in Funky Town. In the chorus, we also have these kind of plucky guitars. Which are, you know, exactly what they sound like. But when I was kind of producing the song again, I was like, oh, let's add some nasty guitars. And that's what this was. And these come back in later in the song for the whoa, which was just like a saxophone riff that I kind of ran with. I'm like, we need a little moment like that here. So I obviously like Bleachers a lot, so that was kind of a reference to the specific sort of Bleachers era this song was more so referencing. In the chorus as well, I included this guitar sound again. Which was pretty cool, pretty neat. But yeah, those are kind of like the cleaner electric guitars. There's also some distorted ones, which were pretty cool as well. And then we have this riff again. Like a really noisy version of these. So this is like a rock and roll song, you know? And these, again, more nasty guitars at the beginning. These with the clean ones was really cool. And I didn't really like these on their own. I'm like, that's too metal for me. But with the clean ones, I was like, okay. Also, there's the Meet Me at the Bar part, which were these nasty, super distorted guitars. which I'm sure you heard. Very cool, very fun, very noisy. The song's very noisy in a good way, I think. And, whoa! I didn't even know this was in the song. This is near the end in the final loud part. So you can see there's a lot of like little layers because the song, I just wasn't getting, I just wasn't happy with it. I just wasn't happy with where it was. So I kept adding things. And a lot of them got to stay. A lot of them were left on the cutting room floor, but these guitars are an example of that. Just this really high kind of thing in the background to sustain it because we're kind of at like the peak of the song there. I'm not sure what this is. I'm finding out as much as you guys are. Oh, this is the end. This is the super end. The doom end. I think I'll just talk about that now before I move on away from electric guitars. I was like, the end has to be crazy. So I just distorted a bunch of stuff. I experimented with putting distortion on like the master and just like cranking it at the end. I didn't want to be that crazy though. But in the end, we got this. Which is pretty cool. This is just a print of an echo off one of the guitars to kind of stretch it out a bit longer. Which is pretty cool. Guitars are a big part of the song, but like honestly, there's just a lot of layers to accomplish something that's not all that like there's a lot of stuff, but it isn't like that impressive when you like break it down, if that makes sense. Like it kind of just is what it is. Let's talk about the theremin. Ooh, and the atmospheres. The chorus I was having a lot of issues with because originally it kind of sounded like this. God, I'm feeling lonely. There may have been like one synth, which I'll get to, but I decided that we just needed to go full textures mode, and I recorded a ton of synth layers. I have a theremin, so I recorded some theremin, some analog synths. They're very buzzy. I also did this, which is a riser of about all the voices kind of reversed. And it happens in another part too. It happens a few times, which is cool. There's a few other little things. There's some crazy little things here and there. Those kind of things come in every now and then to kind of just give the song some motion. All my songs have stuff like that. Also, the second time I said meet me at the bar, I was like, we should just put a beer bottle sound effect in. So I just got a royalty-free beer sound effect. And I thought it was really cool how it went off me saying, drink. Like the background voice going, drink. You know? Which is pretty cool. So again, they're all just kind of random synth sounds. I don't actually know if this is anything interesting or if these are just more synths. Whoa. Oh no, this is guitar feedback. That is guitar feedback. I do that. I've been doing that as long as I've been making music, stuff like this. All the way back to Pretty Thing. Remember that song? There's a lot in this folder. Oh my goodness. More run-of-the-mill synths kind of stuff. I don't know if this is like, there's any like lead parts here, if this is just kind of nonsense. You could make like a whole like 10-hour atmosphere track of just this part, I think. Sounds like a video game. But yeah, that's enough of the atmospheres. The bass, literally just a bass. It is tubby. Tubby is all get out. Well, I talked for too long and I ran out of storage space on my phone. But we are back. Sorry if the angle is different. So since we had this flute, pretty cool. I really liked it in the All the Years of My Life part. There were some other little things here and there. These are all the names of the synth patches and stuff. I was like, I'm Brat. I played this part, I'm like, I am Brat now. I'm like, the end needs to be sparkly, you know? And so I recorded these kind of stuff to kind of bounce around in the background, which you can hear here. Which is pretty cool. I was messing around a lot with my Yamaha synthesizer, which is not the greatest, but it has some cool sounds on it. And I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if we put like one of those fake, super fake electric guitar sounds in it? So that's what this is. Wait, is it? Yes, it is. Right? So cool. And at the end, it's back. Pretty freaking sweet. And then I decided at the end we should have a synth solo. I just went crazy. Anyway, the solo cuts through pretty hard, so I don't think I need to play the whole solo, but I did play it all by myself. There's also this little hi-hat. It's not really anything. It's in the song, though. This song is way too many tracks, is what I'm learning. There's a lot of saxophone parts. There's a lot. Saxophones for me are kind of like this emotional support instrument. They kind of just come in when they're needed. They add intensity, and in a lot of senses, I think that they can give you more intensity than like an electric guitar can. So I throw them in whenever I can. Some cool stuff in the second verse. And then that part kind of doubles with the kalimba and the voices for the big explosion. And I kind of made everything a little bit more reverby and all delayed there. Just because. Going on, I mean, there wasn't anything too crazy saxophone-wise. That one sax is crazy. Honestly, there's nothing too insane. The saxophone's kind of just saxophone. And they're cool. Vocals, let's see if there's anything worth mentioning. There's a lot of vocal layers. Probably one of my best like choir sounds. I kind of want to play that. I think it was over here. Right here it comes. Ready here. Ready? All the years of my life go by. I am the church. All the years of my life. All the years of my life. All the years of my life go by. Pretty freaking sweet. There's some like random like one-off line things here and there. It's just over there. They kind of just come in and double certain lines on. Like they'll just come in for this. It's just over there. Or better example would be in the second verse. Fred lived right up the street. Oh, that's right. I did this weird little thing. Like I did like this weird vocal chop thing, which is pretty cool. Which would be one of these tracks. Pretty neat. Or there's like this part where an age ago, I know
now.
The little no.
I don't know. Meet me at the bar.
I also did a lot of delay on the bar tails there. It sounds like crazy monkeys in the jungle. But anyway, that's kind of the song. I mean, this one feels a little disjointed on my end, just like how I went about it. But there's just so much to unpack. There's so many layers in this song, and I hope I've shown you a few different things that maybe you didn't know were in the song, because there's a lot of neat stuff happening in it, and I'm really proud of how it turned out. To be honest, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.